Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
It's a warm welcome in our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Sarah Kamara. In the headlines tonight, Senegalese COVID-19 delegation pays courtesy call to President Adama Barrow. Government has failed miserably in fighting COVID-19, says Ousseynou Dabo. Kartong Youth Association embarks on tree planting exercise. Gambia to play Gabon as Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers resume in November. On the international scene, protesters in US demand justice after police shooting of black man. Mali Cup leaders meet mediators seeking return to civilian rule. Kenyan communities sue UK over colonial era land grab. Those were the headlines, and now the news in details. President Adama Barrow said that as leaders, they are responsible and accountable to the people. Thus, urged the health professionals to take the lead to provide expert advice that will guide them as politicians to make informed policy decisions on COVID-19 response mechanism. The Gambian leader made the remarks when he received a high-powered Senegalese delegation dispatched to Banjul State House on Saturday by President Macky Sall. Dado Cham reports.
The visit came as a result of the decision of the two heads of states to facilitate for the health expert of the two countries to share experiences, as well as for the Senegalese to consult on possible partnership and support to the COVID-19 responses in the Gambia. President Barrow noted that there are valuable lessons to learn about the coronavirus situation from each country. COVID-19 has overwhelmed us as a population. Infection numbers are surging beyond our expectation, and within a short period, hence I turned to my brother, President Macky Sall, to tap from Senegalese experience in managing the pandemic, the Gambian leader asserted. The Senegalese Director of Health Emergency Operation, Dr. Abdoulaye Bousso, who spoke to the press corps after the audience, described Gambian laboratories as very good capacity laboratories at MRC and National Health Laboratory under Department of Public Health. They visited these labs and other treatment centers to exchange ideas and hold discussions with their Banjul counterpart on how to effectively collaborate and coordinate their efforts between Banjul and Dakar. President Barrow expressed delight at the quick response from his Senegalese counterpart, President Macky Sall, in dispatching such a team without many formalities. This, he said, raised his confidence in their brotherhood as two nations but one people. The president described the gesture as representing true bond of bilateral friendship never before enjoyed by Banjul and Dakar. Furthermore, he acknowledged that their friendly relationship also presents an opportunity for the two governments to work together for the external benefits of their country people. Such a dream cannot be achieved by any two leaders without the full participation of the two populations, President Barrow added. Senegalese COVID-19 response coordinator, Professor Moussa Sidi, the Director of Health Emergency Operation, Dr. Abdoulaye Bousso, the General Administrator of Institution Pasalt of Dakar, Dr. Abdou Alpha Assal, are among other high-profile experts on the coronavirus pandemic led to the State House by the Senegalese Ambassador to the Gambia, Mr. Basiru Sen. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Dado Cham.
The leader of the United Democratic Party, lawyer Ousseynou Dabo, in his speech during the celebration of the party's 24 years since its inception, said that the government of the Gambia has failed miserably in planning and extorting an effective and comprehensive approach to the deadly disease COVID-19. Jacqueline Colley tells us more.
The Supreme Party leader went ahead to criticize the recent announcement of the usage of the Serekunda General Hospital as a treatment center for coronavirus. He said that it will jeopardize the access to proper health facilities for those with other diseases.
And what we hear is other ministers saying, well, these are allegations, and that it has to be audited. If I was president, when the minister made that statement, I think it was on a Friday, in the National Assembly, that Saturday, he would be at lunch with me. And we'd start discussing what to do. And we will invite the fraud squad to come in and start the investigation, because the minister will not go to the National Assembly and just make a statement like that without any reason. He will not mislead the government people. It was not frustration, but he was really speaking the truth. I think that we would have done that to show our seriousness that, these funds are not here to be dissipated. These funds are not here to be dipped into by people who have absolutely no scruples, people who are only bent on self-enrichment. That is what we would have done.
Dabo stressed that it is sad that in this pandemic, far too many citizens, especially the poor and vulnerable, have been left to suffer without any token, food supplies, protection gears, or any COVID funds reaching them.
So it's not a good idea at all. In fact, as I have said, if we were in government, these are the things we would have done. Try to make sure that we already have treatment centers, identified places, and development as treatment centers, rather than ad hoc. How many patients are going to get discharged from Serekunda Health Center? And when you get them discharged here, where do you take them? That is why we suggest that tent as safe house. We used to see Adame congregate with his people there. And we also have seen there were times when President Barrow holds rallies there. That should be moved to unidentified location. And within a period of 3 weeks, with seriousness, we can mount a well-equipped treatment center and leave Serekunda Hospital to operate as it is.
Thank you very much.
The UDP leader advised the citizens, as the number of infections of the disease continue to rise, to follow the guidelines the health experts and that of WHO have given in order to protect themselves from testing positive. Jacqueline Coley, reporting for Star TV News.
Over the weekend, Katong Youth Association planted trees within their sand dunes area as part of plans to protect their environment from illegal sand mining. This activity was championed by the newly formed Village Development Committee and complemented by the undivided support of the Youth Association. Modi Elbaji reports.
The importance of tree planting cannot be overemphasized, as it is one of the mechanisms to correct the impact of environmental degradations. The natives of Katong deems it necessary to protect their environment from the menace of environmental problems. The chairman of the newly formed Village Development Committee, Buba Kwame Jaju, outlined the motives behind the exercise, noting that Katong was named as one of the best ecotourism villages in the Gambia by the United Nations, and the natives of the village deem it important to regain their glory as an ecotourism destination.
The youths of Katong have found it absolutely necessary and important to preserve our environment. The sand mining took place in this community many years ago, and many of our sand dunes have been taken away, and we are only left with waterlogs across the whole of Katong. And the youths find it absolutely necessary that we do a tree planting exercise so as to preserve the land area of this beautiful environment. And this is what we are doing today. And apparently the turnout has been very, very good. We have had over 150 youths, boys and girls, who have conveyed together to do the tree planting exercise.
Lamin Eke Toure, a lawyer by profession, explained how the initiative came about. He added that it is the responsibility of the youths to protect and preserve their environment and its minerals. Mr. Toure spelled out the mechanisms they have put in place to protect the newly planted trees.
When you do certain exercise in an environment, that
what you destroy there need to be restored. And from my understanding, at the time they were doing sand mine here, it was on the side of the government, and it was part of the either memorandum of association or whatever to restore the environment, but that was not done. So this is the reason why we are, encouraging now the people of Katong to do it on their own initiative. Next time, maybe when such a thing wants to happen, definitely we will come with, our own rules, regulations, and maybe plans to tell government that before you mine here, you are going to do A, B, C, D. And I know before that was done, but nothing was taken care of. But as you know, the former dispensation, we all know the type of government we are living under. So sometimes it's very difficult to pursue some of those things. Maybe when you want to pursue it, they see you as an opposition. But now, we are in democracy. I think maybe if such a situation should happen again, government will take their responsibility. If they do sand mining here again, if it should happen, the environment will be taken care of. And of course, maybe the community also will be given some royalties out of what they are mining, because the property we are mining, that is the sand, is situated in that community. What we know in other places, when you mine something, whether it's sand, whether it's diamond, gold in other countries, the communities where that mining is done, normally government pay royalties to them. But as far as I know, the mining which was done here in the past, we didn't benefit any royalties. Even if it happens, we did not see it.
Susan Maria Banjiba was the initiator of the tree planting exercise. She said that the exercise is meant to protect their environment and to stop the illegal sand mining in their community. Madam Jiba is optimistic that planting the trees within the area will help in protecting their sand dunes. The planted trees include baobab trees, coconut and other variety of trees. These trees are named after members of different families, both those home and abroad. Meanwhile, families are expected to ensure that they keep their trees alive. There have been a lot of tree plantation exercises in the country, but ensuring that they grow up as expected remains a big challenge for most communities. But the anticipation is that the people of Katong will change the narratives. For Star TV, I am Modu Elbaji.
The Confederation of African Football Emergency Committee has approved the resumption of dates for qualifiers of the Total Africa Cup of Nations, Cameroon 2021, and the group stages of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Omar Job files in this report.
A busy schedule awaits the participating teams with double headers from November 2020 through to November 2021 in the battle for spots to the final tournament of the two competitions. The schedules for the two competitions had to be reversed in light of the COVID-19 outbreak, which halted many sporting activities across the continent and beyond for some time. For Cameroon 2021, the qualifiers resume on 9 and 17 November 2020 with the Day 3 and Day 4 matches, while the penultimate and the ultimate matches take place on 22nd and 30th March 2021. The resumption of matches in November will see the Gambia Scorpions and the Gabonese Panther Square off in a thrilling affair. CAF has further announced that the 40 teams in contention for the 5 slot for Qatar 2022 will commence the journey between 31st May and 15 June 2021 with the Day 1 and Day 2 matches. From 30th August till 7 September, the Day 3 and Day 4 matches are expected to take place, with the Day 5 and Day 6 matches fixed for 4th and 12th October 2021. The playoff matches have been scheduled for 8 and 16 November 2021. Meanwhile, CAF is monitoring the situation closely and working with the relevant authorities with regards to the hosting of the matches, and will make pronouncements accordingly in the event of developments that will affect playing a match at the designated venue. The Gambia leads Group D on 4 points, joined with Gabon, but on a better goal difference +2. DR Congo and Angola are trailing on 3rd and 4th, with the latter on 0 points. The Gambia is yet to feature at CAF's Flagstick tournament. However, with Coach Thompson Faith at the helm of affairs for the gallant Scorpion, there is every reason of hope for the Gambia's maiden appearance to Cameroon 2021. The Scorpions opened their campaign with an emphatic 3-1 win away in Luanda after coming from behind with 2 goals from Asan Sisi and a late Suleiman Mari strike to take all 3 points away from home. The victory was Gambia's first away triumph in the competition fixture for 36 years since the Gambia defeated Mauritania in 1983. This has highlighted the progress made under Belgium coach Tom Saintfiet. The win was boosted by a home draw to DR Congo at 1 apiece. For Star TV, I am Omar Diop.
Those were the local stories. We'll be back with the international news after this short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
And now, news beyond our borders. Protests have broken out in the U.S. state of Louisiana after police shot and killed a black man on Friday. Police say Trefort Pellerin was carrying a knife and had been trying to enter a convenience store in the city of Lafayette. Video appears to show Pellerin walking away from officers who then shot the 31-year-old after a stun gun failed to work. Al Jazeera, Laura Borden-Manley reports.
I'm not here to get everybody motivated to come out and do something.
Anger on the streets of Lafayette at another killing of a black man by US police. On Saturday, more than 150 people blocked traffic on the Evangeline Highway, the site of where half a dozen police had surrounded and then shot 31-year-old Trefort Pellerin on Friday. The incident was captured on video by a bystander.
He got a knife. That man got a knife. They gonna shoot him. No, we got to wait. We got to wait. No, but he got a knife. Get on the ground. They tasing him. He not even doing nothing. He goes fast. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Pellerin was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Louisiana State Police say he was walking towards the store with a knife. They shot stun guns at him, but say they were ineffective. But activists here see it as another form of police violence against black people.
I think one of the things that when I got here today to this site that disgusted me was the fact that this store is still open. A man died on the doorsteps of it, but Circle K continues to run a business and allow people to come out here and purchase like nothing happened. Is the life of a black man worth less than that of anyone else?
The American Civil Liberties Union of Louisiana is demanding a thorough investigation. Trefort Pellerin should be alive today. Instead, a family is mourning and a community is grieving. None of the communities are safe when the police can murder people with impunity or when routine encounters escalate into deadly shooting sprees.
I promise myself.
One of the protesters here wore a T-shirt with the words, "I can't breathe," a reference to the killing of George Floyd by police in Minnesota in May. That killing sparked calls to defund police departments and galvanized the Black Lives Matter protests across the US, which is still continuing in some states. Pellerin's mother has spoken out about her son, saying he was an intelligent man who suffered from social anxiety. One civil rights attorney said instead of giving him a helping hand, they gave him bullets. People here are calling for the officers involved to be dismissed. This latest shooting has further heightened their anger at the police, whom they say they no longer trust to protect them. Laura Borden-Manley, Al Jazeera.
A group of West African leaders has met the military leaders behind the coup that deposed Mali's President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. The ECOWAS delegation is pushing for a return to civilian rule. The army had promised to restore democracy without saying when and claimed that President Keïta has resigned and was being held for his safety. Al Jazeera Ahmed Idris report from Abuja in neighboring Nigeria.
Even before the arrival of the ECOWAS delegation, the reality on the ground is not lost on both sides. Mali's military rulers bask in this seeming popular support they have at home. Thousands poured onto the streets on Friday in solidarity with the coup. And ECOWAS would want to see a quick resolution without losing face.
I was asked to come and see what legislative, because ECOWAS appreciate what is happening in Mali, and ECOWAS want the best of the country.
The meeting discussed returning the country to democratic governance and about releasing detained politicians, including ousted President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. The army had promised to restore democracy without saying when. Its leaders also say Mr. Keïta was not overthrown but resigned from office, and that he is held for his own safety. But many don't see them returning the man they deposed to the presidency. And Mr. Keïta's opponents are clear that his time is up.
We are not concerned about coming here today. We are for the people, and we are staying with the people.
The delegation is also expected to meet diplomats before leaving Mali. Observers fear the political impasse could easily be exploited by armed groups and ethnic militias, unleashing violence in north and central Mali, just like in 2012, when the military intervened and toppled a democratically elected president. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera.
A community of more than 100,000 people in Kenya is seeking compensation from the British government for forced displacement from their homes and farmland. It happened under British colonial rule during the first half of the 20th century, when Kenyans were cleared from their lands holding to make way for enormous tea plantation. Most of them have lived in poverty ever since, while multinational tea companies profit from their lands. Al Jazeera Malcolm Webb reports from Kericho County in western Kenya, where he heard the stories of people who remembered being displaced from their lands.
When Elizabeth Borowo recalled what happened nearly 70 years ago, the memories were clear and painful. She was a young woman at the time. British colonialists forced her and her family from their farmland here in Kericho County in Kenya.
Kicking us off our land and setting our houses on fire was painful. There was a lot of hunger. I remember my child almost drowned in the river as we ran away.
Ever since, she's lived on this small piece of land. The much larger, more fertile land that was once home can be seen on a distant hilltop. We went to have a look. Elizabeth says her husband planted this tree a few years before the eviction to demarcate their land and try and stop the colonialists from taking it. It didn't work. A plantation manager's house was built where she says her hut once stood, and the rest of their land became part of a tea plantation that today earns multinational companies millions of dollars every year. The tea plantations cover about 100,000 hectares, which were grabbed throughout the first half of the 20th century. Hundreds of thousands of people were violently evicted from here. Some say they were maimed, tortured and raped. Today, the land belongs to 5 international companies. The largest are Unilever and Finlay's, who export the tea to Europe. Neither responded to our requests for comment. Lawyers have submitted a complaint to the British government on behalf of the surviving displaced people. They've also submitted it to a UN Special Rapporteur. The British government has said it's too long ago. William Kipling Gatt says it's not. He was a teenager when he was evicted with his parents. His father was one of few people here who could read and write at the time, and he kept records of everything. He was imprisoned for resisting. William says he was tortured.
I feel so much pain when I speak about this. I was trying to forget it all. I don't think we'll ever heal until we die. Even the day our father died, he wasn't supposed to die then. It's because of what he suffered, the anger and so much poverty.
Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Kericho County, Kenya.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. President Adama Barrow says that as leaders, they are responsible and accountable to the people. Thus, urge the health professional to take the lead to provide expert advice that will guide them as politicians to make informed policy decisions on COVID-19 response mechanism. The Gambian leader made the remarks when he received a high-powered delegation from Senegal dispatched to Banjul State House on Saturday by President Macky Sall. The leader of United Democratic Party, Lawyer Ousainou Darboe, in his speech during the celebration of the party's 24th years since its inception, said that the government of the Gambia has failed miserably in planning and extracting an effective and comprehensive approach to the deadly disease coronavirus. Over the weekend, Kartong Youth Association planted trees within their sand dunes areas as part of plans to protect their environment from illegal sand mining. This activity was championed by the newly formed Village Development Committee and complemented by the undivided support of the Youth Association. The Confederation of African Football Emergency Committee has approved the resumption of dates for the qualifiers of the Total Africa Cup of Nations, Cameroon 2021, and the group stages of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. On the international scene, protest has broken out in the U.S. state of Louisiana after police shot and killed a black man on Friday. Police said Trefort Pellerin was carrying a knife and had been trying to enter a convenience store in the city of Lafayette. Video appears to show Pellerin walking away from officers who then shot the 31-year-old after a stun gun failed to work. A group of West African leaders has met the military leaders behind the coup that deposed Mali's president, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita. The ECOWAS delegation is pushing for a return to civilian rule. The army had promised to restore democracy without saying when, and claimed that President Keita has resigned and was being held for his safety. A community of more than 100,000 people in Kenya is seeking compensation from the British government for forced displacement from their homes and farmlands. It happened under British colonial rule during the first half of the 20th century when Kenyans were cleared from their land holdings to make way for enormous tea plantation. Most of them have lived in poverty ever since, while multinational tea companies profit from their land. That's all for this edition of the news. Please join us tomorrow for more news. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Thank you.